TV. The air inside the Washington auditorium was thick with tension. Cameras whirred, lights burned bright, and hundreds of eyes were fixed on the stage. Michelle Obama stood at the podium, her voice smooth yet stern, commanding the crowd's attention as she spoke about unity and moral leadership. But in the front row sat Senator John Kennedy, the Louisiana lawmaker known for his sharp wit and disarming honesty. He listened quietly, his hand resting under his chin, his eyes unwavering. He wasn't there to cause a scene, at least not yet. When Michelle finished her opening statement, she looked toward the audience and noticed him. A brief pause followed, small, but enough to change the room's temperature. "Senator Kennedy," she said with that practiced calm, "I wasn't aware you'd be attending. This event isn't exactly your type of crowd." A few nervous chuckles rippled through the audience. Kennedy smiled faintly, almost kindly. "Well, ma'am," he replied, standing up slowly, "I figured since we're talking about honesty and leadership, it might be worth hearing a few new perspectives." That was the spark. Michelle's smile tightened, her tone stiffened. "Senator, perhaps this isn't the right platform for political debate," she said pointedly. "If you can't respect that, I'll have to ask you to leave." The room fell into silence. The moderators looked shocked. The audience shifted uncomfortably. Kennedy's face didn't change, calm, polite, unreadable. He nodded once, as if considering her words. Then, just as a security guard started toward him, he leaned slightly toward the microphone. "Mrs. Obama," he began, his southern drawl steady but sharp, "you once said that when they go low, we go high. But tell me, ma'am, when exactly did it become go high unless they disagree with you?" The words hit like a hammer. A murmur rippled through the audience. Michelle's composure cracked, just for a heartbeat. Kennedy took a step forward. "Now, I came here today not to start a fight, but to listen. But it seems to me, if unity only applies to those who agree with you, then it ain't unity, it's control." The crowd gasped. Some clapped instinctively, others booed, but Kennedy didn't flinch. He went on, voice firm but not angry, measured, deliberate. "See, I grew up in a place where people could argue, disagree, even shout across the dinner table, but still pray together afterward. That's what America used to be. And I reckon that's what it ought to be again." Michelle tried to respond, her tone cool but shaken. "Senator, you're twisting my words." Kennedy held up his hand, not rudely but decisively. "I'm not twisting 'em, ma'am. I'm reminding you of 'em. You told America that decency mattered. And I believe you meant it. But decency starts with letting people speak even when you don't like what they say." There was a long, electric pause. Even the cameras seemed to stop humming. Michelle stood frozen, not by anger, but by the realization.